Hello and welcome. I'm Mercy, the head game master at HereThereBeMonsters, and we're back with another Power Hour stream. Now, if you've been here for some of our recent streams, you might be wondering, now, wait a minute, what does that mean? Power Hour used to be what we did every Wednesday, and then we started adding every other Thursday. And when we did that, the streams started getting longer. And so we've decided to kind of split them out. So the working Wednesday streams will now be more like 1.5 to 3 hours long. And the Thursday streams, which are every other Thursday, we're going to try and stay more on time and work for more like 60 to maybe 90 minutes. So that's the format of the show. We've got 30 minutes on the clock. I'm going to work on some projects for our D&D campaign. You're welcome to work right alongside me, whether you're working on D&D stuff or other projects in real life or for gaming. And after 30 minutes, we'll take a stretch break and refill water and whatnot. And then I will put another 30 minutes on the clock and work until that's out. And then we're out. So thanks so much for being here. I hope you enjoy. Good luck on your own projects. And I'm happy to chat while I'm working too. It's not a silent co-working stream or anything like that. Speaking of which, hello, Wildfur. I'm also icing a little foot injury here, and I will need to remember to get off the ice here in a few minutes.
YouTube stream is now live.
It's kind of interesting. Lumia should have triggered right around the same time that my account said that the stream is live and I am here. It did not. Probably going to interrupt me in a minute. Well, whatever. It turned on my lights, which is the main thing I needed for it to do here. All right, so this was intended to be the second part of the stream yesterday, and then we got super lost in the weeds working on the detailing for Mina's Mini, which did, I think, turn out great. Can you not hear me? Hello? Hello, hello, hello. It says that I'm producing sound. I think you might be muted. Okay. Thank you, Wildfire. No worries, Lee. So this was intended to be the later half of yesterday's stream, but I got super caught up in playing with the detailing for Mina's Mini, which I'm really happy with, but it was way longer than I'd intended. So today our goal is to work on the descriptions of the religious practices of some of the other religions in Rin. I spent a lot of time, this was a while ago now, a couple months ago, outlining the details of one of the religions for whatever reason. Oh, no, I remember why. It was requested by one of our players. So I came up with about a page and a half, a little under 2 pages of information about the faith of the Allmaker, who's Demgar, the patron of the dwarves. And I spent a lot of time kind of working out, like, well, what are the core tenets that I want to develop for each of the religions? And so so that format is now worked out, and today what we're going to be doing is consolidating my notes about some of the other deities in my pantheon into that format style. Essentially, there is a description of the deity and their domains and powers, a description of their clergy and the organization of their church, a list of some tenets of their faith, and a few rites and religious practices. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on today. You won't really be able to see because, of course, I have to scroll around through lots of notes and hidden info and whatnot while we're doing this. But I'll do my best to be descriptive, and of course, if and when we finish one, then I'll read it off, or at least some of it. Hello, Lily. How are you? My skin has been breaking out super bad the last week or two. It's driving me crazy. Tired but good. Late night partying. What you got going on, Lily? Jokes aside. Talking about late night partying. Just bought a ticket for your dad and you to go to the local cider fest in May. Oh, nice. Have fun. Nothing really. Work's been good. House life has been busy. Happy next week is March break, so the kids' New Year free next week. Oh, nice. Very good. Enjoy. Oh, we do, by the way, with, I would say, 99% certainty, have the date for our subathon locked in, which will be exactly a month from tomorrow. Friday the 4th of April is the planned start. The one type of alcohol you will never turn down when offered is cider. Challenge accepted. Yeah, cider is really big in Washington. Washington is an apple growing state, so there's lots of ciders produced in and around this area. Yes, Enola, correct. The short version is around the end of March, beginning of April, we are looking at planning a celebration for my parents' anniversary. And it's looking like we are instead going to celebrate that asynchronously with the actual date in May. That decision was made for a number of reasons, but that was where a lot of our uncertainty on the date was coming from. I just closed some of the notes that I needed on accident. That's unfortunate. Yeah. Yeah, it gives us more time to plan and execute and invite people and I'm glad you guys are doing well, Lily. I hope your time off together next week is good. How's Amaras doing? How's his back? Sore. He's going to work every other day right now, but doing okay. Well, I'm glad he's able to do that at least. I hope it's not, obviously overstressing his body, but at the same time, I know, not working can overstress the mind for some folks. So, yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh, this is really okay. I want to kind of grab some notes here because, or well, combine some notes outside of today's project, I should say, because I forgot that I had some additional notes for the archangels. So each of the archangels is assigned kind of like I'm working on sorry. Start over. I'm working on the worship of Banah, the faith of the peace bringer. I haven't, that's I've always just kind of like colloquially called it that. We'll actually finalize the name today, but Banah is the peace bringer. So we're working on the faith of Banah today, and subservient to Banah are 6 archangels. The Iel, who are the higher archangels, and the Iam, which are the lower. And each of them has kind of like an aspect of Banah that they represent, being passion, courage, and duty for the Iel, and ambition, truth, and justice for the Iam. And although this is, like I said, only indirectly related to them and whatnot right now, I did have kind of some like additional domains that would fall into their portfolio or their power, which is, I think, worth taking the time to note here. So, like, passion is not just love; it's devotion and inspiration. Courage is not just bravery; it's resolve and self-sacrifice. Duty is, responsibility, and like honor, loyalty. But which, most of those mostly make sense. It's just kind of like furthering the description a little bit. But one of them that I always struggled a little bit with how to define is, how does ambition coexist with a god of peace? And what does that look like? And I just found some of my notes here. I'd written out some additional ideas. Ambition is it's aspiration is maybe like a slightly less aggressive way to say ambition, but it's also growth and progress. And I really like that. The extra clarity that description brings. Please tell you that ambition is chaotic neutral. Yes. Yes, I will point out that part of the reason that there are 6 of them is they represent the 6 non-evil alignments on the 3x3 alignment chart. So the Iel, the higher archangels being passion, which is chaotic good, courage, which is neutral good, and duty, which is lawful good. and then the IOM having the neutral alignments being ambition, which is chaotic neutral, truth, which is true neutral, and justice, which is lawful neutral. I'm pretty happy with that arrangement. I'm not planning on making any changes there. God of Peace can have zealots too, exactly. But I wanted it. I didn't want it to be one dimensional. So I like kind of seating ambition among growth and progress as well. Like, yes, it is aspiration, it is potentially zealotry, etc. But it's also functional. Like, you know, it's a more mundane side, I guess, is aspiration, or is progress and growth in addition to the aspiration. I have why? I don't know why I did this. The Archangels of Banah specifically is a PDF instead of a doc. I don't know why. I don't know why I did that. Well, yes, but it's in the public folder, so you're right. But I have other things in the public folder that I didn't turn to PDFs. Good thought. I don't know why I decided to like specifically protect that one. Oh my god. And copy pasting from PDFs is obnoxious. Let's see. Do I have the original document locally saved maybe? Hey, Cybersloth, welcome back, man. How you doing? Good to see you. I have some music stuck in my head that I can't exactly place, but it's definitely from something in the Wii, and it's it's Lupin. Lupin. Oh, is this it? Is this it? Did I find it in Word format? I did. Huzzah. Okay, the formatting is still a little obnoxious, but it's better. Ish. Oh god, no, it's not. Why? From that 2-second soundbite, you think it was the me creator? That could be correct. That could very well be correct. That does sound kind of right. Why? Why does Google, or why do Google and Microsoft, I guess, make it so difficult to move like Word documents between each other? Why can't I just copy from Word and paste into Docs? Instead, I have to upload the Word document and then it gets converted to a doc with the proper formatting. Well, right, but there is a first party workaround. That's the part that's really weird. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do really quickly is I'm going to go to the public folder and remove the Archangel's file from there. Because that's going to get included in our new combined document that we're working on today. Oh my god, why? I don't know what made me think of that. Do I run stat blocks as presented, or do I give the monster? Depends a lot on what's going on. If it's something that's planned or part of an encounter chart, I generally run them as written. If there's like, for whatever reason, a more random element to what's going on, I'm usually looking more at base stats. Mm-hmm. I forgot how long this kind of thing takes. We'll still get one done today. I was like, maybe we'll get two done. Nope. Nope. Okay. There's passion and courage. Duty is duty. Aspiration, growth, and progress. Oh man, I don't remember when I wrote all this stuff down, but clarity is also really good. For the Archangel of Truth, clarity. I mean, that's essentially what truth is, right? Hello, Amras. Good to see you, sir. Sorry, you guys are gonna have to suffer along with the me music. What about you, Cyber? You seem like you mentioned that you kind of prefer shorter combat and being more narrative heavy. So I'm assuming that you're more of a stat block kind of guy or gal. Thoughts on bounded versus unbounded math? I am vaguely familiar with those terms. I'm forgetting exactly what that means right now. But if you don't mind a quick explanation, I'm happy to share thoughts. Shave it down to damage, AC, and health mostly. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. As with most things, really, it's what works best for you and for your table. feel like, hold on. I think I need one other separate window here. There. I think I should get my foot off of the ice. Hopefully that helps. I've been having some inflammation in my right heel. And I've been taking anti-inflammatory and it has not been helping, so I'm trying to ice it. I'm concerned that it kind of feels like nerve stuff, not just inflammation. No one asked for your 2 pennies, but you'll submit your opinion. Yeah, happy to have you contribute. Depends on the day or how it's going. Sometimes you like long RP and short fights, and sometimes you like long fights and short RP. It just depends. Yeah, for sure. I fall into that as well. Okay. My sleep schedule was super screwy last night, so definitely having some trouble focusing. 5e has bounded math. It keeps all numbers within a range. For example, DC is going from 0 to 30 mostly. Okay, so what would unbounded be? Trying to infer what the opposite of that would be, but you presumably can't really have infinite DCs. I always forget how to type the umlaut. I have to Google it. Oh God, don't do that. Notepad. I'm not a fan of Windows 11's Notepad. There we go. Ooh. Yeah. Pathfinder 2e is unbounded. Creatures eventually get ridiculous numbers like plus 40 initiative. Oh, okay. I don't know how to answer that. I mean, a big part of the reason that we run 3.5 is because I like 3.5 system. I think it's probably technically unbounded, given that description. Of inflammation. I feel like I'm just having a lot of inflammation right now. My wrist is killing me too. There are pros and cons. Most people's issues with 5e stem from bounded math. Yeah, yeah. I think the easiest like application of that I can think of is the way that skills work. Now, I have two problems with it. One is because the math is very bounded, and two is because you have very little direct control over the specifics. But in 3.5, you get to pick individual skills to spend points in. Now, there is some bounding in that there is a maximum modifier you can achieve per level, but broadly speaking, you can continue to grow that number significantly. So you get to pick your skills and you get to pick how many of your points you spend on those skills. Whereas with 5th edition, all that's done through, like race and background and all that. And so you have a lot less granular control over it. And they only improve, you either aren't proficient, you are proficient. I feel like there's like heavily proficient or whatever, and then expert. There's like 3 or 4 levels, and those are the only modifier differences that you'll have. And I find that to be really soulless when it comes to skills. This is more difficult to do than I remember when I did it for the dwarves. Oh god. You don't know what to do now that you finish your to-do list for the day. I mean, that's awesome. Good job. Is there any sort of hobbyism that you have been wanting to get to recently but haven't been able to do? Not anything that you currently have supplies for. What about games? Might just be WoW raid prep time. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm supposed to do break things here. We'll finish the current thought in my organization, and then we'll do stretch break. I'm on the struggle bus today. Hopefully stretch break helps. It'd be like this sometimes. All right. Try and find what I'm looking for. Where are my notes on domains? Okay. It would admittedly be a little bit easier if I could read this stuff out loud, but I don't want to spoil you too much. Well, I guess that one's easy. How many domains did we give Demgar? 5. Okay. I think for Bana, peace, protection, order all makes sense. Order, I'm a little wishy-washy on, but peace and protection, obviously. Life. I'm pretty sure life is a domain. Law. Not lol. L-A-W-L. Lol. All right, that's 5. Not that each deity has to have the exact same portfolio size, but peace, protection, order, life, and law sounds pretty good. Have I read Castles and Crusades? Its resolution mechanic, the siege engine, is very unique. Basically, a skillless D20 system that evokes the old school feel. No, I know the name. I feel like is that a not a no? It's not a D20 thing. I forgot. I feel like there's somebody fairly famous involved in that project. Oh Lord Games, that doesn't help me. I don't know who's in charge of that. I've definitely heard of this. I love the art style too. I'm looking at it right now. That was Gygax's last game. Okay, I was like, I know there's a famous name like linked with this. I just couldn't place it. No, that is one that's kind of trying out something in that style. So I can't say that one is specific, but trying out something in that style is something that's kind of on my to-do list. D&D. D&D. How the heck do I describe the symbol of Mana? It is a downward facing dove. No additions, just new printings. I mean, isn't that more or less the same thing, though? Downward facing dove. No, it's a dove in flight facing downward. Makes more sense. A dove in flight. I don't know. The wording on this, I'm hung up on. A dove in flight that faces downward. There we go. Enclosed in a triangle. Triangle whose flat sides no, a triangle overlaid top three. Concentric's not the word I want. Concentric rings. There's no major system overhauls. Oh, okay. So what's the benefit of a newer printing then? Concentric is like inside of each other, right? Yeah. Interlocking is the word I want. A dove in flight that faces downward, enclosed in a triangle, overlaid. Triangle overlaying 3 interlocking rings. Okay. I think that's as good as that's going to get. So we need a description. Ooh. A lot of reading through some of my notes here that I'm consolidating. This was not explicitly written, but a secondary title for Bana would be The Guardian of Harmony. I like that. Well, I'm almost done with this edit. Where are we at? 48 minutes. Okay, okay. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Okay. All right, it's harder to keep conversation flowing like I normally do during these streams when I'm doing this much writing and editing. Obviously, I'm reading and responding to chat. I'm just not as likely to start the conversation right now. Okay. How do we feel about this? Oh. Bana is the god of peace, justice, and order, revered as the guiding hand that leads mortals away from strife. He teaches that true strength lies not in conquest, but in wisdom, mercy, and the pursuit of harmony. Depicted as a serene figure with one hand raised in calm and the other resting upon an unsheathed sword, he calls upon his followers to seek reconciliation before violence, but never to let cruelty go unchallenged. His will is carried out through the 6 archangels, each embodying an aspect of his divine wisdom. His temple serve as places of sanctuary and arbitration, where his priests walk the land. Or where? Why is that word there? And his priests walk the land as mediators, healers, and judges. I think that's good. That's good enough at least to go to break. I might tweak it a little bit when we get back, but I think that's pretty solid start. So let's do that break. I'm still within my time frame. Let's get up and move around. First things first, though, if you're here, if you're enjoying co-laboring, co-working with me, body doubling, whatever you want to call it, if you haven't already, please consider giving the stream a couple thumbs up. It's a good, easy, free way to tell YouTube that you like what we're doing and that they should bring more people to join us. I'm going to put 5 minutes on the clock. We'll get up, stretch our legs, refill our beverages, and I'm going to do a Pokemon Go battle, and I'll let you know how it goes when I get back. Oh, look at that. Look at that timeliness. Let's go. Also, look at that win. Okay. Now let's glance. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Reset my timers. Let me read that to myself again and see how I feel about it. Bana is the god of peace, justice, and order, revered as the guiding hand that leads mortals away from strife. He teaches that true strength lies not in conquest, but in wisdom, mercy, and the pursuit of harmony. Depicted as a serene figure with one hand raised in calm and the other resting upon an unsheathed sword, he calls upon his followers to seek reconciliation before violence, but never to let cruelty go unchallenged. His will is carried out through the 6 archangels, each embodying an aspect of his divine wisdom. His temples serve as places of sanctuary and arbitration, and his priests walk the land as mediators, healers, and judges. Yeah, I like it. He's good. Let's keep moving. It'll be faster from here on out. I had a lot of organizing of my notes to do in the beginning part there. Oh, wow, that's notes for Demgar, for the Stoneborn. It's like, what? Definitely not labor is sacred. That is not one of the tenets for Bana. All right. So after the description, then the next part of my formatting is clergy and organization. Where are my notes that are about, excuse me, approximately that? Mm-mm. What? No. Hello, Reading Squirrel. How you doing, sir? Does our setting have demons? It does, yes. I never specifically designed demon lords. That might be something that we might do during one of these streams, but broadly speaking, demons in the abyss very much do exist. How's your day going so far, Reading Squirrel? Uh, Getting into devour supper and not doing good. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope, usually at least, food makes everything a little better. Stewards. I like that. Had big plans for today, not sleeping, had other plans. Hey, me too. I am sorry to hear that. 1 out of 5 things done. That was me yesterday. I'm sorry, sir. Tomorrow's another day, indeed. What? Dude, I just had another. I was gonna ask a question. No, I think Warden's better than Keeper. Answered my own question. I'm sorry. $20 left. I think we can get this done. And I still feel decent about getting one done. I was hoping to do two or do one and then do a little bit of session prep, but I have seen this word before. I don't remember what it means. I just had a really fun idea. So we have the 6 archangels. Having one person from each like paladinistic order that serves as like the voice of, you know, of that subdivision of the faith in some sort of like council. That's kind of fun. Adds a little bit of a political angle as well. The Sacred Council. Yes, and you know, kind of so the for the flow of information in both ways. But yeah, so Bana the Peacebringer himself is not known to interact directly with Rin, but his guidance is delivered through 6 archangels. So then I was thinking like, well, it might be kind of interesting to have a like a mortal representation of that as well, with kind of like an ecclesiastical council. Ecclesiastic council, whatever. I also need a better name, and I know I have some notes about this too, so I'm going to do some digging here. For the high priest. generic, which I think is fine if I don't see something better in my notes, but the Grand Arbiter is kind of a fun one, but I don't think so. I would say like the hand of God could be the high priest, but it feels like it's, even though I'm not, but I feel like that might read to some folks like the hand of the king. Went all Disney lore. Ooh, I really like this. So something that I kind of toyed with uh for this religion was having like an empty throne that is like representative. Of how Bana kind of like I said, he doesn't directly interact, so he kind of like rules in absentee. Rules from a divine perspective. So having like an empty throne, and calling that the silent throne, so it's more of a representation than necessarily like literally expecting that throne to be sat upon. Although who knows, we could do some fun things with that too. But maybe like calling the high priest the voice of the silent throne. Or something along those lines. We're going to rewrite his description. Instead of depicted as a serene figure, I'm going to say depicted as an empty throne. Depicted as a dove or as an empty throne. there are no likenesses of Banah's physical form, but he is often depicted as a dove or as an empty throne. Symbolizing what does that symbolize? It symbolizes like mortals being empowered to control their own destiny, essentially. That's not good wording. Okay, so the empty throne symbolizes his work to this is really bad wording. Provide a safe space for mortals. It's getting super wordy. There are no likenesses of Banah. I guess we don't want to say of his physical form. I guess we can just say Banah is often depicted as a dove. Yeah, that's where part of the wordiness is coming from. Banah is often depicted as a dove or as an empty throne. To symbolize the power he grants mortals to rule in his stead. While he protects them. No, it's still not good. But it's often depicted as a dove or as an empty throne. Implies the power that he grants mortals to rule in his stead. Man, I cannot, I've like not quite writer's block, but I'm just struggling today. We've got 5 minutes left. My goal is to finish rewriting the description and get the clergy and organization done. I guess that's the goalpost that we have to move. We'll have to do religious rites and practices another time. Oh, no worries. Welcome back. You asked before what got distracted. Are there demons in the setting? Yeah, no worries. So there are demons. I never, or at least to date, I have not created like demon princes or dealt with kind of that aspect of things. But there absolutely are demons and like in the abyss. and the abyss, not in the abyss, although they are also in the abyss. Symbolize the trust that he grants mortals to rule in his teachings. I think that's closer to what I want. You left out most of the chaos gremlins. You think villains really drive the story forward? Oh, absolutely. But you have to remember our scope and scale is different. So, like, if our player characters ever interact with a demon lord, they're all going to die. Or become, bound to its will or something. Like our world is never planned to get to that place. So yeah, exactly. So we very much have villains, but we don't have I don't expect like demons. A demon lord would be more of an abstract threat because of the machinations that they're trying to impart upon the world. So like the villain that you might interact with would be like the head of an evil cult or something like that. An Underdark, yes. Okay. We got a little rewrite there. I think that's better. Banah is often depicted as a dove or as an empty throne, symbolizing the trust he places in mortals to govern according to his teachings. There we go. That's better. And then I think we can take out the statement about the archangels to consolidate this a little bit. How do we think about this description now as a quick description? Banah is the god of peace, justice, and order, revered as the guiding hand that leads mortals away from strife. He teaches that true strength lies not in conquest, but in wisdom, mercy, and the pursuit of harmony. Banah is often depicted as a dove or as an empty throne, symbolizing the trust he places in mortals to govern according to his teachings. His temples serve as places of sanctuary and arbitration, and his priests walk the land as mediators, healers, and judges. Yes, okay, that's good. Oh, yeah, no. Sorry, I'm not doing away with the archangels, just like removing the one sentence about them in the description. Because it comes across as a little bit confusing for a summary of the religion if we say that the empty throne symbolizes the trust that he places in mortals, and then we also say that his will is executed by the archangels. Like that's kind of contrarian. Can't think of the word I want. And the archangels are really more like stewards than than avatars. Although they can project as avatars as well. In fact, we had one appear during a session here a little while ago. But that's like in times of, great need and like moments of great import, and pretty rare. I also went through, I don't remember how much of this you were there for, but came up with a few renames of things. So in general, when I design things for the world, I have tried to stray away from custom naming stuff too much, because I want things to be accessible to people who don't know the specifics. So like we do have our own day and date system, but instead of coming up with new names for all 12 different months and having people trying to remember like, oh God, what month is flippity flop? Instead, I renamed all the months like with utilitarian focus. So the first month of the year is literally called early spring. The second month of the year is called mid spring. Third month of the year is called late spring. Fourth month of the year is called early summer. And I like that because it still feels distinct from the modern Julian calendar that we're all used to, but at the same time, it doesn't get so esoteric that it's useless. So I'm a little bit torn on whether I want to rename like the priests and stuff. Like priest is just so clear, like everybody gets it, right? And everybody knows what a paladin is. I came up with some names that I think are cool, but I'm torn. Maybe we call them paladins, but so what I was going to say was priests are stewards. Temples are sanctuaries, paladins are wardens. Like I like those. I think they make sense, but maybe they're more titles. So when I'm talking about the church, I would say the paladin. But when I, the GM, am like talking about the world, right, I would say like this person is a paladin. But if I am speaking in character for an NPC, then I would refer to that paladin as a warden. Is that better or worse? Am I just trying to make it work so I can use the name? You got the same concerns about your calendar? Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with my solution for the calendar. I think it might be overcomplicating things. The naming of the clergy. Yeah. No, I gotcha. I could also, frankly, I could just put it in the document and then essentially never use it, so that way it's there for flavor. But in gameplay, we maybe just stick with the terms that everybody knows. That might be the solution. The clocks go forward this Saturday? Wait, do they really? Oh, it is this weekend. Nap. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do is I'll write the document using the special titles, but at the table I will almost exclusively just refer to them as their mechanical names that we know. I think that's the best because some people do like the deep dive stuff, and we do post our documents publicly so people can, because some people really like to read world building and whatever. So I think that's probably the solution. I'll write that in my notes before I hop off here. Okay, well, I did not get as far as I wanted to today, but I guess it makes sense because the Church of Bana is probably the most far-flung religion in the world. And so I have notes about it in so many places. So I did at least consolidate most of my notes, not all, but most. And I started getting the description of the religion kind of codified in the way that I did with the other religion. But I'm not going to finish that today. A combination of we're already 95 minutes into what was supposed to be a 60 to 90 minute stream. And also I'm like not quite writer's block, but I'm like borderline writer's blocked right now. And although I'm still enjoying what I'm doing, I don't feel like I'm being as productive with my time as I'd like to be. So I think that's a good spot to call it. I think that's a good spot to call it for today. Sorry, distracted with the Discord DM. All right. Some days are more productive than others. That's the way it works sometimes. Thank you, Cybersloth. It was great to see you again. I really appreciate you coming by. Hopefully you have a good rest of your day. May your projects for the rest of the week go well. Our next D&D session, my hope is to get that uploaded, our session video here on YouTube tomorrow. If I don't get to it, then it'll probably be Tuesday. As far as live streams go here on YouTube, we'll be back next Wednesday. That's Wednesday the 12th will be the next live stream. And I think that's it for news. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate you being here. Like I said, I wish you all well on your projects for the rest of the week. And as always, take care and be excellent to each other.